baby, she was in a nightgown. When I went to see my baby, she was on the ground. There was nothing in her eyes as I sat beside her. There was nothing in her eyes, nothing that could hide her. Singing in her sleep and she was singing sadly. She was singing in her sleep and she was looking at me. There was something in her voice, something that was missing. There was something in her voice, something I was sensing. Pity opened up my heart and pity recognized her. Pity opened up my heart and nothing could disguise her. She had sealed herself inside a body she could sleep in. She had sealed herself inside and nobody could see in. Just a little lamb looking for a hunk of ham. Love is just a little lamb looking for a hunk of ham. Love is just a lonely lamb looking for a home. Home, 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 home.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Randy, singer for the Residents. This is Chuck over here on keyboards. Bob on guitar. Now, I'm sure most of our longtime fans out there remember that there were always 4 of us. Well, I'm sorry to say that Carlos has retired. After almost 40 years, Carlos decided that the rock and roll lifestyle was just not for him. So Carlos is back in Mexico taking care of his mom. And we miss him, but we don't miss those really long extended drum solos. Okay, all right, so we wanted to invite all of you people here into our little living room so we could play a few songs for you and tell you a few stories. Now, some of these stories are kind of spooky. So, you better get ready. Here's the first one. It's called The Talking Light.
Uh-oh. Catch it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Once, when I was a lonely teenager. 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 Once, when I was a lonely teenager.
Once
when I was a lonely teenager. Once when I was a lonely teenager. Once when I was a lonely teenager.
Except for a small area around the baby bassinet in the center of the room, the interior of the shack was total chaos. After working my way through the jumble of broken furniture, loose floorboards, and other rubble, I finally reached the side of the oddly spotless and pristine bassinet, covered by a clean white blanket. Filled with apprehension, I removed the cover, revealing the perfectly formed skeleton of a baby, clutching a wedding ring in its right hand.
Lost in a light. Lost in a light. Lost in a lack of touching forever.
I cannot stay here no more. I cannot stay here no more. Something has my baby in that house, and I can't get him back. There is some kind of light surrounding him, and every time I try to reach my hand in and grab my baby, it burns me. But it don't seem to be hurting him none. And there is a voice. A voice is coming out of the light, and it says, "Find the ring! Find the ring!" I have looked everywhere. I ripped up the floorboards, and I tore down the wallpaper, but I can't find no ring anywhere. And now I am so tired. I'm so tired. I don't know what to do except go look for help, but I might not be able to come back to my poor baby. Oh God, help us. I think somehow we have wound up in hell. And somehow, I get the feeling it must be my baby's what he's done to deserve this.
Lost in a light. Lost in a light. Lost in a light. Lost in a light.
After scratching a shallow hole in the dry dirt of the ravine, I was about to dump the pitiful basket of bones into it when I noticed some words engraved on the ring. Deeply disturbed but compelled to continue, I brought the ring closer to my eyes and made out the words, "A mother's love erases rages. A mother's rage erases." But the rest was scratched out. Overwhelmed by feelings of fear, disgust, and confusion, I threw the ring and the baby skeleton into the hole. I quickly covered them with dirt and ran home. No one has ever believed my story. I've tried to convince myself that it must have been a dream induced by the instability of adolescence. I take comfort from it.
Lost in a
6 more miles and leave my darling. Never only serve to me no more. Oh, I hear the train a-comin', bringing my darling back home. 6 more miles to the grave. 6 more miles through the graveyard. 6 more miles along and say 6 more miles to the graveyard. I'll leave the best friend I ever had. I don't know about you, but I believe in ghosts. They've always been there. My whole life. Under the beds and the backs of the closets. There was this guy named Red. He was a construction worker guy on a 12-story building where I worked one time, and one day, all of a sudden, beep, plop, Red fell off the building, and I found his body, all rearranged in a weird kind of a way. And from that time on, every time I went up somewhere really high, like the top of the Empire State Building or the bottom of the Goodyear blimp, Red would appear and he would speak to me in this really sweet, soothing voice, and he tried to get me to jump. And then there was this time I was in this quicksand in Crossett, Arkansas, and this big glowing ball just came down and landed right on top of my head. And inside of that ball were bugs and snakes and worms and the cut off head of a train engineer. He was really weird in there. But worst of all are the mirror people. The mirror people. I'll tell you more about them later.
I was lifted up by two all in the sky, where God told me to dig. I found figures of pigs.
He put his butchers to work with a competent clerk, executing those who had abandoned the truth. Then four faces appeared around the sides of the sphere, spinning over a throne made of amber and bone. The ball was covered with eyes, and as it started to rise, God commanded the clerk, to take me back to the dirt.
See, only do some they can heal and they can do some things that no one ever did before. Exactly how or why.
was there. I knew they were there. But it was never a problem until one day, not too long ago, I was in the bathroom, and the bathroom was all steamed up, and the mirror was all foggy. And all of a sudden, I heard this voice. It said, "Hi, Randy. I want you." I said, "Pardon me?" And I looked around, but no one was there. I knew where it came from. I knew exactly where it came from. And I walked up to the mirror really slowly, and I wiped it away, and there he was, staring at me.
Have you ever heard of anyone being haunted by a snake? Probably not. Me neither. Except when it happened to me. It wasn't just any snake. It was Leonard. Leonard was not that boa constrictor. I named him after that singer, Leonard Cohen. You know, he had that song about the guy who was standing in front of the mirror with a razor blade and shaving cream on his face. It went kind of like this.
Oh, it's come to this. Yes, it's come to this. And wasn't it a long way down? Wasn't it a strange way down?
Well, I used to sing that song whenever I would feed Leonard. I don't know why. It just kind of made sense to me. You know, I always fed hamsters to Leonard until he got too big for me. Then I started feeding rabbits. Now let me tell you, feeding a rabbit to Leonard, it was really something else. That rabbit that rabbit would just be shaking. That rabbit would be shaking. Like a one-legged horse in a hurricane. And old Leonard, he would just take his time, slowly edging up to that rabbit, pretending like nothing was happening, but the rabbit knew. The rabbit knew. And then all of a sudden, wham! Leonard would just wrap his coils all around that rabbit. Pretty soon the rabbit just disappeared inside Leonard's muscular body. Then he would open his jaw wider and wider until it kind of dislocated. Then he'd just get that rabbit in one big gulp. Wasn't that kind of big gulp like you get at 7-Eleven? It was more like the kind of big gulp that Linda Lovelace did on that guy's penis in deep throat. Except penis came back out. Rabbit never did.
It's come to this. Yes, it's come to this. And wasn't it a long way down?
At least, the rabbits never came back into Ralph. I never named the rabbits because I didn't want to get attached to them, but when I got this one, it was almost like all of a sudden I could hear this voice in my brain, and it said, "Hi, I'm Ralph." Real clear like it was weird. But anyway, Ralph was kind of beefy, so I knew that Leonard's lunch was going to be a real challenge that day. Sure enough, just as soon as I put Ralph in Leonard's box, he just pounced. I mean, he was just all over this thing. But Leonard was kind of shook up, but he recovered, and soon he had a couple of coils around Ralph, and it was looking like the regular thing. Then Ralph, I don't know if he had rabies or what, but I could tell Leonard was shook up by this growling, rabid rabbit. This was not the way it was supposed to be. What with him being a 12-foot boa constrictor and all. Soon, he started dislocating the jaws, wrapping them around Ralph's head. But I guess he was so anxious he didn't kill the rabbit first. And as soon as he closed his jaws around Ralph's body, all of a sudden he started jerking and twitching, and the next thing you know, all of a sudden, here was Ralph's head coming out through Leonard's stomach, just snarling and growling. Well, at least that was the end of Leonard until he came back as a ghost. The weird thing is, he keeps getting bigger and bigger. He must be 30 or 40 feet long now. He keeps coiling around and around me all the time while I'm eating breakfast, watching TV. I don't think he can hurt me. He's big ghost snake and all, but he blames me. He blames me. He blames me for Ralph. No, I'm getting kind of nervous now. I ate 14 hot dogs yesterday.
and his beak was brown. Mr. Cuckoo has fallen asleep, and soon his home will be underground. Mr. Cuckoo has fallen asleep. The sky was dark as a hopeless heart when I went to my window today. The wind was cold and the world was old when I went to my window today. Once I went to Barstow, then I went to bed. First my friend was with me, then my friend was dead. All his pants were burned up and his clothes were red. After all we've been through, what more can be said?
people, they have their rules, you know? The mirror people, they have their rules. If you walk up and you look straight at one, they never talk to you. And if somebody else is in the room, they never talk to you. But they're there. They're there. They want you. They want to become you. My wife is one. My wife, Bonnie, she's one. That's why I sleep in the garage now. Once, when I was a kid, I went into a barber shop. I don't go in those places anymore. But I went into that barber shop and I walked up to that big chair and I sat down and I looked around and all those mirrors and I just jumped. And it made the barber stab himself in the cheek with his scissors. My mom always cut my hair after that.
Next time you're stuck with the nastiest job in the house, make it vanish.
Unseen sister objects. The unseen sister protects. The unseen sister expected nothing from life. And so she passed from side.
When I was very young, I had a twin sister that no one could see but me. We lived in a farm without any neighbors, so she was my constant companion. But for some reason, she liked to play tricks on my mother. These tricks were often mean, and even though I didn't, I usually got the blame, I was unable to stop myself from helping her.
Sister objects. The unseen
sister protects. The unseen sister protects. The unseen sister protects.
Once we were playing under the kitchen table where my mother was sitting shelling peas. I grabbed her leg and said I wanted to play horsey as my sister placed a loop of clothesline around her ankle. Mother said no, and then she got up from the table, walked 2 steps, and tripped as she reached the end of the rope. As my mother fell, she knocked a boiling pot off the stove. It fell on her head. Even though it was July, she was cooking pasta in the shape of little green Christmas trees because it was my favorite. Mother's face was no more than 6 inches from mine as she screamed, jerked away the pot, and revealed her red bubbling face covered with little green Christmas trees.
The unseen sister, the unseen sister, the unseen sister, Mother was dead when I woke up. Several years later, my father
said that she had become tangled in the cord of a toaster and electrocuted herself as she stumbled around the room, screaming in pain. I had a goldfish that died one time, too.
Unseen sister objects. The unseen sister protects. The unseen sister expected nothing from life, and so she passed from sight.
The mirror people. The mirror people. Okay, all right, I know. This mirror people stuff sounds pretty weird. You probably think I'm crazy. Okay, all right. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you right now. All right, get ready. Wait. It's a mirror. All right. This is going to be kind of dangerous. Mirror on the front. Mirror on the back. Now, what that means, you people back up there, I think you're okay. You people down here, I don't know. But I'm the one that's really in the line of fire here. So get ready. Hi, I'm Randy, singer for the Residents. This is Chuck on keyboards. Bob on guitar. Fuck Carlos. Guy was an asshole. Okay, all right. We've got a few more songs for you here. This next one is about a dear, sweet little old lady.
my plants. My plants. If I do it, who will take care of my plants? Maybe Martha. She sent a card on Mother's Day, and she has a philodendron and 3 ferns. They look terrible, though. Just like her house, she never dusts her leaves. What about Bertha? She's been married 3 times. How could she possibly take care of orchids? And if I did it, how long would it be before they noticed? Weeks? Months? And all that time, my poor orchids being eaten by those aphids? I know why. I know why they stay away from me. It was a long time ago, but they still hold it against me. He was old. And he could barely hop around. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to.
like dice rolling snake eyes in headlights at night. Like a face in a flashlight with teeth that might bite. Like a corpse in the sunshine, or eyes in a fight.
There's a spot. There's a spot. There's a spot on my glove. No. No! Make 'em runny. Make 'em runny, huh? Doilies. Doilies. Wherever the doilies come, roses will wither and die, along with the lace and the lines. Nothing is nicer than that, and matching the bad and the best. He hated me. He hated me. And hate is hot. And hate is white. I'll not even have disdain for him. Not even a stain on a river he looked up to. Lacking all respect for him, I'm scratching out the specks of decent thoughts that linger in me. Leaving only white, calm, peaceful white, swans silently flying through the snow, looking down at the bleached bones of a noble knight who wanted to save his lady, his lovely lady. She wanted to bring her milk in the moonlight, but it was too late. It was too late. It was too late. He said,
and mournfully from the bleeding lips of a youth who lay on his dying bed at the close of day. Darkness hovered above his head as the shadows of death grew thick like lead. He thought of his home and his family that night as the cowboys gathered to watch him die. Bury me not on the lone prairie where the wild coyotes howl over me in a narrow grave just 6 by 3. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie. and his voice stopped there. But we took no heed of his dying prayer. In a narrow grave, just 6 by 3, we buried him there.